Welcome to the Indie Author Roadmap, the podcast for new and aspiring indie authors.
We're your hosts, Rachel and Rob, here to help guide you on your writing journey.
Join us each episode as we share tips, insights and practical advice to help you take the next steps towards becoming a successful indie author.
Whether you're working on your first book, navigating self-publishing, or looking to connect with fellow indie authors, this is the place for you.
So grab your notebook, settle in, and let's hit the road to your publishing dreams.
Because right in the end is just the beginning.
Welcome to the Indie Author Roadmap. This is episode 18. I'm Rachel Morton, and this is...
And I'm Rob Radcliffe, and this is going to be the top 5 tips for the newbie. Sort of a bit of a recap one, but also there's things that I've thought about and I want to challenge Rachel on.
Yeah, because I have no idea what you want to talk about.
No. Well, it was going to be the top 10 tips, and I started doing them, and I started running out of them. And then I thought, well, there's a lot of waffle as well. We're not going to fit 10 of anything into anything, are we?
Lucky if we get 3.
Yeah. So before we go any further, though, how's your writing been this week?
This week, running on Tuesday. I'm editing at the moment. I've decided to go back over Jigsaw Girl and edit it.
Why?
Because when I wrote it, I was like, I did this really good thing where I set the deadline and the pre-order up like 9 months and gave myself 9 months to write it. And then just time went away, and before I knew it, I had like a month. And so it felt rushed, and whenever I go to promote it, you know, when you just don't feel right, and you're like, I don't want to promote it because it just doesn't, it feels shit.
No, so you weren't like 100% behind it?
Yeah, so I'm like, do you know what, I'm going to go back because I'm plotting and planning the second book, but I'm like, I'm going to go back through this one and edit it. But it's good now, actually, because we've got our friend AI, who I can go in now and ask it the police procedural questions to make sure I've got them right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've been editing. I think I'm on chapter 4 this morning in editing it.
But also, because you're writing the sequel now, I guess there's stuff that you could, knowing where you're going with the sequel, you could put a few things if you wanted to, you know, like setups that just vague little things that, you know, could be something. So I'm just saying words now. I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, I know what you mean. You could, yeah, because like Alex has got, you know, I made sure to give him a purposely crap, so his underlying story can have things that we'll go through.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when I went back and re-edited all mine, it was nice. It's like having a chat with an old friend, isn't it? A little bit.
Yeah.
And
you write it without writing. The story's all there.
Yeah. Okay, so today, we're gonna. I don't know how to set this up now.
Well, you're gonna. What was it? What did you say is 5 tips for newbie writers?
5 tips for newbie writers, and this is from as soon as you decide that you've got an idea for a book. The first tip is just start being everywhere, like on social media and stuff. Tell people about. You mentioned this before. Tell people about what you're doing, your ideas, and all. It can literally just be an idea. I've got an idea for a book, and then just keep going at it. Keep talking about it and stuff, and you'll find people who are interested and will start following your journey. And yeah, it doesn't have to be when you finish the book. All of a sudden, oh God, I've got a book. I best start talking about it.
That's probably the worst time, actually, is when you're ready to go. I think if you start when you start your book, it's better.
Exactly, yeah, and don't be scared, and you don't have to be everywhere all the time on social media. I mean, I suffer from overwhelm ridiculously about everything.
Actually, right. So I was at the conference last week, and they said what you just said's a load of rubbish.
What?
You know that you said you don't have to be everywhere at once.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, at the conference, what they were saying is that that's actually a load of rubbish. You do have to be everywhere. It's like, okay. But it was dead interesting how they said it, because we're of a certain age where we're older and middle aged, so our preferred platform tends to be the likes of
Right,
Facebook.
I'm going to stop you right there. Okay, I plan to live until 150,
Maybe,
so
but you're still in your
my
40s.
middle age is going to be 75. So I'm a
Oh,
young pup still.
okay, so you're still a teenager, but anyway,
Right, thank
you're
you.
you're you're of a generation whose preferred social media is Facebook,
Yeah,
probably. Yeah. But you are not your reader. This is one thing we learned at the conference. You're not your reader. What is your age group for your reader and where do they hang out? So, right, I write paranormal romance and those readers hang out on TikTok and Instagram. So that's where I actually need to be.
yeah. So
So that's what they were saying at the conference last week is you're not your reader. So where do you readers hang out? You need to be where they are.
yeah, how'd you find that out, Rachel?
Ask. I mean, you can tell by the age, like anyone who's a young spring chicken like you is going to be on Facebook, you know?
On
Because,
Facebook?
yeah, because anyone born kind of 70s, 80s tends to be on Facebook. But
Yeah.
anyone kind of 90s, 2000s and stuff tends to be on Instagram and then on TikTok. It's like, what age group is your reader? And who are
Well,
they? Male, female?
well, I've found certainly recently, well, these TikTok posts have been doing really well and stuff, and I've been finding readers that, and they're predominantly middle aged. Well, you're middle aged, not mine. Uh, the 40s, say, well, late mid 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and they're on TikTok.
Oh,
But I guess where they hang out the most would be Facebook. I
yeah.
guess.
So
Yeah.
yes, this is what they were saying. Be everywhere, but doesn't mean you have to like make a post for everything. It's like what they say, novel gaze, isn't it? You make a thing and use it everywhere. So even if you're not an Instagram user, still post on Instagram because you've got readers there,
Yeah.
you know.
You just
So
need to
like,
find them first.
yeah, but you post them everywhere. Um, and they were saying you've just got to have a presence. Like you can always use your favorite the most, but copy everything you use onto the other platforms.
See, I need to start doing that. One of the things, and I think it's an overwhelm thing. When I've been doing TikTok and not being consistent, I start just thinking about it. I need to post. I need to post. It would set me like, oh, feeling like, oh, I've got to do this thing. I'm past that now with this one platform, but
Yeah.
now I'm feeling like that when I think, and it only takes 2 seconds, but I'm feeling like I need to cross post, and I'm thinking like, oh.
Well, why don't you schedule? Because on Instagram you could schedule, so you could like set an hour a week where you download a load of your TikToks and then just schedule it on Instagram. I mean,
See,
you
we've learned that I can't even read messages on Instagram. So how would you? I was going to swear then, but I'm not swearing today. How would you do that?
it is in your settings, and obviously I haven't got a screen record, but when you post, you can just click the schedule button. Like I
Right.
don't know, when you've got like an hour where you sat down doing bugger all, just
Yeah.
like get 7 of your best TikToks and download them, and then do them for one a day.
Yeah, I need to. I do need because I've spoken to authors and they've done really well on TikTok, but the cross post to Instagram, and it was better there.
Yeah.
But I found with also other authors that are doing well on TikTok and have just started on Instagram, it's a bit more of a slow brew
Yeah.
before I mean you won't get the 600 views in 10 minutes like batshit crazy like
But you
TikTok.
still go as viral. Like I had a post I put on TikTok a couple of years ago, and it got me like 150k views on TikTok.
Yeah,
And I just randomly put it on Instagram, and it got 450,000.
yeah, and
Yeah.
that is
So I think you
something I
need
need.
to, but it's also putting it on Facebook Shorts, put it on your YouTube Shorts. Like if you've got a video and it can go, put it everywhere.
Yeah, I mean we've seen ourselves on our YouTube channel that the shorts do pretty well, don't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. So what your first tip I learned last week was rubbish.
my first tip, I need to do it myself as
Yeah.
well. Yeah, I mean we're always learning. We always have to pivot ourselves and learn these. And exactly, if you're just starting out, before you've got all the other shit in your brain, if this becomes a habit, then it's gonna serve you well. Is what I meant. Yeah. So yeah, that's tip. What is the actual tip?
The tip is,
Join me and start posting and but cross posting as well.
yeah,
And yeah, when I said you don't have to be all the places all the time, is what you don't have to take on all the social media straight away.
no,
If you've got if you've got a couple of favourites, then just concentrate on those, and then slowly, just bring the other ones into the
yeah.
fold.
Your tip was
Yeah,
to start doing this before you finished your book.
before you started, yeah,
Yeah,
and
share your journey.
and before you've even started doing this, my second tip will be set up a mailing list. And the reason I say before you even start doing this, we have a friend called
Joy.
Henrik.
Uh-huh.
And
I was going to say Joy because she was saying she hasn't got a list.
no,
Yeah.
not that one. Called Henrik. And he started on TikTok. He was writing his first book about halfway through summer, and it's a massive book. I formatted it, it's huge. And he started doing slides on TikTok. And then one of them went viral, and he was like, shit, I haven't. I think he might have had it on pre-order, but he had no way of capturing these people. And if he had a sign-up list, then he would have got. I mean, quite a few people pre-ordered it. It was sort of like the perfect launch day because he got this massive amount of money from the pre-orders. But he would have got more had he had other things in place. And so to have a mailing list set up, and it don't have to cost you more. All you need to do is get a domain name, joeblogs.com, joeblogsauthor, whoever you are.com, and then and it'll cost you a couple of quid or yen or drachma or whatever.
They were
And
looking at it for Tony the other day because obviously he's decided he's going to be Steve. And
yeah,
you say it's like £4 to get a domain name.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And that's for the year.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And then and once you've got that, choose your MailerLite, Kit, Constant Contact, Mailchimp account, whichever one you want. iChampion, MailerLite, and Kit. MailerLite for the complete ease of use, very intuitive, and Kit a lot very similar. And you've got a free 10,000 subscriber tier on Kit, which is, I mean, when you're upgrading, you're making money there, aren't you? If you've got
Yeah.
10,000 people on your list, I don't have 10,000
I'd
people.
say MailerLite's probably the best one for starting.
Yeah, yeah, maybe. Uh, I can't really remove myself and look at them as a new because I know quite a lot of them so well. I can't sort of think coming into it, which would be easy because I'm quite fluent in them. but
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, MailerLite it's the one a lot of authors use, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, get yourself. It costs you nothing, but you do need that domain name. And when you're signing up and they ask you if you've got a website, because they might ask for a URL, just tell them that you're going to be building one inside MailerLite, which is something you can do, and then yeah, set up that. Then you've got your email marketing suite, and you can set up a landing page, and then you're ready to go. So when you start on social media and people are interested in your journey and want to sign up to hear more, you can supply them with that link so they can sign up, and you're already building a list before you even have a product, which will help you all the more in the future. Anything else to add?
No, but I'm just wondering what's all over your desk because you keep sweeping your desk.
Do I?
Yeah, it looks like you must work in a really crummy area.
It's my
But your
big
toast.
cumbersome arm. Yeah. So those are that's what you starting out. You just come up with an idea and you want to tell the world. Tell the world, but have a sign up form just in case. Have I squeaked again?
No,
No, it's
no,
just a
you
put.
keep doing this. You keep sweeping stuff off your desk like you got crumbs.
All right, yeah. So I thought during this one I'd tidy up. You know, two birds, one stone, and all that.
Yeah.
Two birds with one stone. Yeah, that's the one. And next, right. So the next tip is top tip. Is a website. Now, I've always said to people, you need a website, you need a website, you need a website. I design websites. I like having a website, and because it's your home base, you know, this is where people can find you, and it can be your little ego hub, if you like. But I don't think you need one. And you know, I get paid to design them, but I'm in this day and age, it just feels more and more like you don't really need a website, just because you find people. If you're running ads, then they're buying books, and you have no contact with these people. You're
No.
just giving them a pretty picture to look at, and they've clicked through and bought your book. You've got that person.
Yeah. But you're not
If you
sending
go
them to your website because that gives them an extra step to lose them. You're sending them
exactly, I mean,
straight to the
when I
read.
was
In fact,
well,
I send them to like books to read so they can, found the wide book so they can choose which store they want.
yeah, exactly, yeah. I mean, like if you click, I mean, when I've used my website as a landing page, I've taken off like the top banner, so it's just like a static page, and there's nowhere else you can go apart from click that link or exit out. So it's not really that's the only thing it's used for. People happen across it every now and again. I guess, you know, someone's bought my book, they'll check the website. I do the same thing, but there's nothing there that they can't learn on social media where I'm more
Yeah.
present. And I mean, I did a few blogs and stuff, but well, so what, you know? So I don't really think you need a website. I think you need a link tree, maybe,
I
which
think
is
you need a
free.
website. I think you need your domain name because you need your landing page for your mailing list. I don't think your landing page for your mailing list should be the one with either MailerLite or Kit or anything like that because it's
No, but
the
that's no. But you can import your domain name to into MailerLite and stuff, so you can
yeah.
use that as so like because you can design like the really shit, but you can design a website on MailerLite using a
But
bunch of pages.
if they close your account for whatever reason, you've lost that though, haven't you? Whereas if you had a website, say you had a Wix website,
Yeah,
you can do a URL direct. So they type in, www.authorname.com/newsletter. And so if MailerLite decided they hated you and closed your account down and you went onto MailChimp or Kit, then all you've got to do is go into your own website and change the links. You don't actually have to have an active website, but if in the back end you've at least got the domain name and
yeah.
it running for your directs. Also, you could use it for your own books the same way, but it's an auto direct to the page you want it to go to.
It just feels like.
You know what
I
I
mean, I
mean?
put a lot of time into designing my website. It's two websites, you know. It's both my author names, but hidden from each other, if you like. And it
Yeah,
doesn't, you know, I just think maybe it's just me not utilizing it, and I could do more, but I don't really know how to, because at the end of the day, this game is to find readers that enjoy your books, and it seems
yeah,
like another step. Whereas, you know, if you're sending them places, you'd be sending them straight to the sales page to buy, and all the information that you've got on your website is on that sales page. Really, you know,
yeah.
stuff that a reader would want to know. So yeah, I'm a bit umming and ahhing about website. I guess you do need one though. Yeah.
Yeah,
So top
I think you
tip.
just need it just for the URLs because it's that saying, isn't it? Of don't rent your business in someone else's space. So
Yeah,
if you've got your website, like even if you had your website directing to books, and it has an auto redirect on the link, so it'd be your website/book1, whatever your title is. If, for example, you lost your Amazon account, you could still have that link, but you just change the direct to Barnes and Noble. So you wouldn't
yeah,
have to go through all your books and change all the links.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. How's your website
I
coming
don't
along, by
think
the
you
way?
need the big. I don't think you need the big flashy website. with
Right.
all
So
the
I mean, because like you're champion websites now. When I said, so me with the website, who earns money from designing websites and has always said you should have a website. Me with that website, has just said you don't need a website, and now this person here is saying you do need a website. How are your websites?
mine is literally just a holding page.
They're what?
It's just a holding page because I haven't. Did you know that was my own stupidity though? It used to be a really nice website, and then I missed the email that told me to renew my website, and then I missed the one that told me I only had 30 days to do it, and then I didn't renew it, so they deleted the whole thing like shit. So I
Yeah, so
quickly
because I've been
rebought.
on, I,
Yeah,
I've been on, I've been on your website, and it just says
yeah.
under construction, doesn't it?
Yeah. This is
Yeah,
because I've got the stuff, but I was like, oh, it took me like a day to build it, so I've got to do it again. Like
yeah.
Jesus. So yeah, but
And but also,
definitely
but I mean, fair. I mean, you've got two pen names, and obviously Rachel Morton isn't the most successful one. So,
no.
it's obviously Pen X has got a really nice website, haven't they, Rachel?
No, same problem because it was the same account. PenX used to have a really nice interactive website. Used to have all my books on it. Used to have my reading order on it. Used to have all my blogs on it. But no, all gone.
Right. Has
So
that
they're,
has
they're,
that
they're-
what I'm trying to get at with websites is you not having those websites, has it in any way kind of made it more difficult to sell books and find readers? Because that's all you need to do in this game: sell books
no.
and find
What
readers.
is made difficult is the fact that I have to, and I have a big list because I've got 50 books. I have to now go through every single book and go and update the links. Whereas if I had a URL direct, I'd only have to do it on my URL direct management page, but I have to go and edit the back matter of every single book I've got published, which is a right pain in the ass.
Why? What are you editing?
Because some of my books, the earlier books, because I actually moved from Mailchimp to MailerLite, because Mailchimp got to somewhat ridiculous. It was like $100 a month,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
was
yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
When they get took
Uh,
over.
yeah, and then when you at a certain when you like at 10,000 subs, it's like £100 a month or something stupid. So I
Yeah.
went to MailerLite, which is really a lot cheaper. There's like €30 or something. Um, but a lot of my old books have still got my Mailchimp link in it because I wasn't smart and I didn't use my own domain name and a redirect. So I've
Right.
got to go
Okay.
in
Yeah.
and change it all. And then because I've got some books that are wide, and rather than have a universal URL direct from my website, what I've got is Barnes& and Noble has a Barnes& and Noble link and Amazon has an Amazon link, except the Amazon ones have Amazon.com links. And what if someone's in Germany?
Why don't you just get a Genius link?
Well, yeah, I will do. But again, you don't own Genius, do you? So it's like having your own to do it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. It's yeah. With a website, it is completely and utterly. You've got everything at your disposal to do it all, and you don't have to
Yeah.
worry about any of these massive companies shutting down. And that's another thing. They're not gonna.
They're not,
That's.
they're not going to, but they can close your account. Like, TikTok closed for 12 hours. You see people lose their Amazon accounts all the time.
Do you know what I
There's,
saw actually? That an author on TikTok, I'm friendly with now and again, and not now and again. I'm always friendly with her. I just chat to her now and again. I don't decide today I'm not your friend. I don't do that. Uh, but they had their TikTok account like take commandeered by someone in Korea who's who pushed the views, who pushed the followers up to 5,000 so they could get like a creator something or other, and now they're selling phone cases from Korea on her TikTok account. Cheeky
yeah,
bastards.
yeah. But that shit can happen. So you need a place that you own that you can control.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
So as with the first point,
So this episode is called Rachel disagrees on all of Rob's top tips.
Yeah, yeah. So point one, you don't need to be all the places all the time. Well, you do actually. Okay, that's point one. Have you got anything to say about the fact that you need a mailing list at the beginning? You going to argue with me?
I agree with you on that one.
Are we all right with that one? Okay, so number two, we're in agreement. Number three, the person with the website who designs the website says you don't really need a website, but the person with no fucking website has said yes you do, yes you do. So take from that what you will. Yeah, you do. Yeah, it's better, I guess. Even if it's just the page that says under construction for 3 years. Yeah. So you need a website. It's the link, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Right. I think you're going to agree with me with number four because we're going through the steps now. So you've got
yeah,
think of the new writer. They've got an idea and they've gone, oh, I'll talk about that. They started talking about that on wherever they want to on social media. It costs them no money. Oh, I'll get a little sign up thing. You know, start collecting people like some deranged mad scientist. I'll start collecting people and get a sign up form and a landing page, and then the will or won't get a website, whatever. And then when they've finished the book, oh, no, covers we're talking about now. So when would you get your cover done? How far through your first book? Because we're on book one.
um, usually during writing it. It's usually
Yeah,
always during writing. Occasionally, I've got it before I'm writing a book, but then that's when I'm in this mid-series. But your first book, I think, is when you're in the middle of it because you get a feel for what you're after. I think that's when you can start shopping around and looking at pre-mades and
yeah,
stuff.
and it's also it's another sort of milestone in your journey that you're reporting to your followers
Yeah,
on your socials, isn't it?
yeah, exactly.
You know, yeah. So, but covers, when you're thinking about covers and series branding, if you're planning to write a series, you need to, if you're going to do it yourself, good luck. Don't. I'm just don't. Unless you got like come from a design background or something.
Yeah, especially when
I
you can't do
wouldn't.
the genre right with your YA horror or whatever it is on your genre. What was
I
that
was going to
comment?
come to that. Going to come to that. Okay. So not only are you now disagreeing with me, you're now ruining my bit. I've got it written here, all right? So can I just disagree after? Let me say the thing first. Don't fucking disagree, right? Jesus Christ. Right. Covers. So you need to check out what sort of like the tropes and stuff and the elements on different covers. Your cover needs to be fit into a genre. Otherwise, people aren't going to get straight away. We said this before, haven't we? You know, straight away they need to know what that genre is. They read in that genre, they'll get it. So you need to check it out and have those elements within your cover, or have those elements when you're supplying a brief to your cover designer.
Yep.
Although, in saying that, I had a lady recently tell me on TikTok that my bright and cheerful rom-com covers look like YA horror.
Yeah.
Do they?
No,
Are you scared?
no. I would
Ooh.
not
If
pick
you were a
those.
young adult, would you be scared?
If I
Ooh.
was a horror fan, they're not what I'd be looking at. Well, I am a horror fan. They're not what I'd be looking at. I'd want a dark cover.
Yeah. Uh, but yeah, so those are. I mean, I'd hate to slag this lady off without her being able to fight in her corner. So I must be wrong. So my covers are all wrong. So once again, I'm wrong. Uh, yeah, I don't know, but I mean, I have done a lot of. I've read in the rom-com genre, ladlit kind of thing, and this is very on point. My covers, but it would seem I don't know what I'm talking about
I
yet
think they're
again.
too bright and cheerful.
But so, I mean, I've got to do a shout out. You know, if there are any YA horror readers out there, and you know, I've got a great set of ladlit books which will please the eye until you open them and start reading them. So yeah,
I mean, it depends on your version of horror, because that life your character went through
you
could
know
be some
what?
horror story.
I saw I can't remember his name now, but I saw on TikTok he redid his cover, and for his horror ghosty thing, and it's got like a ghost on it, and it's that color, you know, teal kind of thing. Maybe that's what she's seen. I don't know, but yeah, you do need to stay with the tropes of your covers because you want to fit in. You want to stand out, but you want to fit in, just to, you know, be both of the opposing opposite things, like we are today, Rachel.
Yeah.
And this is right. This anything else to add on covers?
No, no. I'm sure covers. I give them to you. I gave mine to you to do.
Okay, yeah, yeah, that's right. Oh, we need to get back on that actually. We've
Yeah.
now we've had our island trips, but yeah,
Yeah,
we'll talk about
you
that.
could give me the ebook cover so I can start sharing it around while I'm writing the second book.
Yeah, I just need to do a little few things because on Jigsaw Girl, it's got like those red bits,
Scribble. Yeah.
so I want to emulate that on the yellow one because it's part of the branding in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk about that after. Anyway, right, number 5, and this is most important. Leave paid advertising alone until you have at least 3 books out, I would say.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
I kind of agree.
Well, great. Yeah, all right. Okay, we've been Rob and Rachel. That's been the Indie Author Road. What? Are you
But
going to
I've
elaborate?
seen on the advertising, I've seen people put a little amount on their first book when they've got book two on pre-order, just to, just to, and then to gather the names and stuff. I've seen people do that and it works.
What? What? So we've got book 2 and 3 on pre-order?
Or just book two on pre-order
Yeah.
and
How are they
yeah,
gathering the names?
because you've got a mailing list and you've got book one out. So you're hoping people are reading and then joining the mailing list or pre-ordering book two.
Right. Okay.
But I
Yeah.
don't think you should be spending a fortune at the
Well,
beginning.
the reason, yeah, I mean, I forgot about pre-orders. Fuck's
Yeah.
sake, when I was writing this, yeah, and I
Yeah.
do that, so I don't know why I forgot. But the reason that I say it, but you're a new writer, and you've got this book, and you've just released it, and you want it to be the next girl on a train. It's not going to happen. It might happen,
Might
but it's
happen,
not
yeah.
going to happen.
If you've
Uh,
got nowhere for them to go after the first book, then I don't think you should do paid advertising.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the reason I say it. You still write at the beginning of your story, and you might see other authors and they think, well, they're doing paid ads and they're having this success. That's comparitis, and you're not where they are anyway. Uh, and I've had this trouble with some of the authors. You know, they've got one book out and they're applying money into ads, and they're finding readers. Of course, you're going to find readers, and it's the quickest way to find readers by chuck a load of money at Facebook, and you will find people, but it won't. It won't be profitable. It might be, but it won't be a profitable ad because the money it's taken to find that one reader, it costs more than what you make in profit basically for the book that they've just bought because it's just advertising is just a numbers game. You know, firing out this advert and people
It's,
take interest in them.
it's like with Jigsaw Girl. I've only got one book in that series, so I don't advertise it. I'll share
Yeah,
it on TikTok, but I don't put adverts on it. And I've got book two. It's not on pre-order because I don't trust myself with those deadlines anymore.
yeah,
And when book two goes onto pre-order, it'll be written, and I'll have a cheap advert on it. I'm not going to put thousands into it. It's going to be like a £3 a day advert,
yeah.
because that £3 a day is one book sale that I need to make, and
And also, I
hopefully,
mean, these cheap. I mean, I've run before I came off ads for this series for my Rob Radcliffe series. I was just running some £5 a days, and even £5 a day can make you 10. You
Yeah.
know, can make so straight away you've got day two's spend there, and but it takes a few days for it to kick in. But it also gets your ranking higher, and I find about £10 a day will keep your ranking at about 10,000
Yeah.
mark. So you are sort of visible. I don't know how, but you are, and you will find sales. But that if you've just got the one book, I mean, it's one of the biggest things that I don't like about it is the fact that someone's bought your book, they've seen an ad, they bought your book. Readers are hungry for the next book or the next 10 books you've got. So if you've just got that one book, they've enjoyed it, they've got nothing to do with you now, and they're going to
No, they're
forget
going to
you.
forget about you. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I think as a newbie author, being present on social media and sharing this journey that you're going on with people and slowly finding people that are interested, and they'll be super excited if you still, by the time you come to launch, they'll feel like they've been part of this book and they'll want to jump on it. Whereas with ads, it's completely just knocking on a random door, going, "Do you want to buy this?"
Yeah.
And then they're going to read it, have a look, see you've got nothing else, and probably think, "Well, that was a waste of time," because everyone wants to binge everything these days, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
You've got no, if you've got no ecosystem to drop them in, it's kind of a waste of time.
yeah, and yeah, readers want the next one and they want it now, and you'll be forgotten, and that's simply the way of the world these days. But if you're active on social media and running a list, slowly and surely collecting those emails, it'll do you a lot better when you do launch, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did that actually take an hour?
You agree with me? I can't believe it.
2 out of 3.
2 out of 3, yeah. But that's what I want. I want debate. I want you to
Yeah.
say you're talking shit. Uh, I love being told that. Yeah.
Now what are you doing?
Okay, you talk now. I'm having a drink.
Well, no, this was your episode.
Well, at least I didn't write the same question 5 different ways.
No, but this is a repeat of an earlier episode.
Yeah, yeah. I'm stealing off older episodes. No, I
Yeah.
really couldn't think of anything to come up with. I didn't want to do a. I don't. I just couldn't think of anything, and it's just sort of like recapping on, because we are aiming towards the new writers, and yeah, that's basically the system. And if you need any help, do you know what I want to do? I want to do a setup for a new author who's still writing for free, and just kind of set all the technical bits for them, and just have them just do it all for them. So if anyone's a new writer with the first book out and would like to have everything and the formatting, everything all the way through, and just so I can show along the way like what I've done, where I've done it, to help other newbie writers. So if you're what are you laughing at now?
Because you look like you forgot what you were talking about.
What?
You look like you forgot what you were talking about.
Yeah. How can I forget what I'm talking about when I'm still talking?
Yes, you do.
Oh God. So yeah, if you're a new writer, if you're a listener to the show, if you're a friend of the show, and you're a new author, you haven't got anything out yet, I'd like you to reach out if you'd like help with setting it all up. And I'm not a website though. I'm not spending that long on it. But we'll have a chat. We'll talk. If you haven't got a cover, we'll talk about that and stuff. And that's the very reason I started this podcast, because I want sort of like that interactive with the new authors, because it makes me feel good and it gets me excited about books, my books as well. So in a completely selfish way, because it's all about me feeling good about my books, yeah, reach out and we'll have a chat. I was actually talking to someone who listens, but They're dead slow on Messenger. It takes them ages to respond back.
Feel like me then.
They might have a life outside of social media, something, I don't know,
Yeah, I
weird.
know.
Yeah. Anyway, so what have you got? What are you doing this week?
Just more edits and more plotting of my book.
What you
So
writing? Are you not writing? You're just editing at the moment.
yeah, and it feels really annoying because I can feel my word count not going higher. And
Yeah, you've got your million, haven't you, that you need to do?
yeah, but it's not. I can't just pants these ones because they've got to have proper procedure.
Yeah, it's grown up books.
Yeah, yeah. So it's
Yeah,
not like magic where I can just solve everything with some magic.
yeah. Solve everything with
Okay,
magic. It's
can't.
brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, and because he's a real policeman, he has to have to do it properly.
Yeah, yeah. Plot hole. Oh God. Oh, magic it away. Brilliant.
Exactly. So it was funny because I was brainstorming with Claude on this one because I was like, I wanted to get the proper procedure of what would happen because in this book there's like a kid been taken off the street on the way to school, and they don't find out the kid's missing until school finishes because the kidnapper phones up and pretends to be the dad and calls in sick of the kid, so they don't know. And
Yeah,
then I was like, well, when would Alex be brought onto the scene? Because obviously he's CID, so he's not going to be brought in right at the beginning. And then it was like, okay, so it'd be about 8 o'clock at night by the time he got called in. And then they find a clue, and goes and looks at it because it's in a park. And so then I was like, okay, so then what would we do next? So we've got the timeline of like 8:30, and then Claude randomly decides he's going to go and phone his daughter at midnight, and I'm like, well, what's he doing for 3.5 hours? So anyone that thinks AI is going to take over writing,
yeah.
yeah.
Why don't you reach out to Mike? I'm sure he'd be happy to answer.
I just wanted the correct procedures because obviously my detective works in the major crimes and stuff, so he's not going to be the first person that gets called. He's going to be your local police.
Yeah,
So, but yeah, it just randomly, my police officer decided he was phone calling his deaf daughter at midnight. So when he could call her anyway.
yeah. AI isn't taking over the world yet, is it?
No, no, definitely not. But he's very good. He was very good for answering my questions of who
Yeah,
does
yeah.
and because I suppose they're factual, aren't they? So it knows what it's talking about.
Yeah. So I did a thing last night. I went live on TikTok
Oh
while
yeah,
doing my because every night I'm coming in the shack and when everyone goes to bed and I'm doing a chapter of my audio book, Tindered, and I went live with it as well last night. But the only thing is, and I'm not sure. Can you go live on your laptop? Because I did it on my phone.
I'm not sure.
I need to figure because people are asking me questions and I'm not looking. My phone's like that, just above where my writing is that I'm reading out, and so I was just missing it completely. And then by the time I got to the end, it was too late. They're gone. But yeah, I had about at one point I had 150 people watching me waffle on, which
That's
was
awesome.
great. Yeah, and by the end of it, I had three.
Right.
So I don't know what that's saying, but.
So does TikTok save the lives or does it just delete them when they've gone?
I think you can save them. It's a different place you have to go into. It's a shame that you can't then put it on your within the body of your stuff,
Yeah.
But it's a completely different entity. But yeah, it was fun.
Did it get
And
you any followers?
I don't know. I don't know where to look. I mean, it said 6 followers, but I
Yeah.
don't know if that meant 6 of my followers were watching and other people were just randomly scrolling, or if it means that I've got 6 new followers. I'm gonna have to YouTube it really and find out things.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm gonna do it like every time I come here now to do one of my chapters. I think I'm gonna just switch to live, just get used to doing it because I've seen some creators, which is what we are. Uh, they've got no videos at all on the TikTok. They've created no videos, but they've got like 100,000 followers. So
Yeah.
they're just constantly
We're
live
going
and
live.
stuff.
Yeah. I wonder if you could have it like playing on your laptop, with no sound on, just so you could see the
Yeah,
questions.
well, that's what I was thinking. I was chatting to one of the authors, Aaron, who a mate of mine. He was on it. He was watching it, and I asked that, is it because or just a Bing, so because I can stop at any point when I'm recording the audio, just edit it out after and like answer the question. But yeah, it was fun, and I can see how there's opportunities there as well. Like there was one person that was on it. She said, "I'm going to go and look for these books now," and I said, "Well, brilliant, thanks." So I may have made a sale from her just while I was doing my audio, so I can see if I had a TikTok shop as well, integrated that into the live, it could be I
Yeah.
could be on a winner.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was one thing TikTok shops something I was wanting to explore from the conference. They were talking about TikTok shop because I've
yeah,
got a book that I've written, but I want to wait for the other two books to come out
that's
before
right.
I
Yeah,
publish before I publish it on Amazon. But I was like, what if I sold paperback copies of it on my TikTok before? Like just so I was wanting to explore that. Like where do
yeah,
they get the book from? Do they use Book Vault? Do you just use Amazon PODs? Do you just use Ingram Spark?
yeah. I mean, I think you can. I mean, with Book Vault, I think you have to have the money to pay for them in and out.
Yeah, I know if you got TikTok shop, you have to actually have the stock because it's got to be quite a fast turnaround.
Yeah, yeah. I can remember when Adam first started doing it. He was like he was running out, and it was he'd have 5 or 6 copies, and then he'd have no copies. He's like, right, I'm gonna have to order a load more from. I think he was ordering them Amazon POD at the time,
Yeah.
so it took time, to
Yeah, I was just
replenish.
thinking of having a play with it, like, maybe order 5 or 10 copies and just see if I can shift them on TikTok shop
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it's not out, so it's like it's an exclusive book because it's not going to be on Amazon yet.
yeah. I mean, and then what happens? That one you've got 8 copies in, and then that one video goes fucking viral, doesn't it?
Well, to be
And
fair, the book is available to buy on my Patreon. So it is there, and you can sign up to my mailing list and you can sign up to my ARC readers list. So even
yeah,
if I had that one that went viral, there's still a place for me to capture them.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to have a look into TikTok Shop. It's gone gangbusters, isn't it? I think
Yeah.
it.
And I didn't
Yeah,
realize it was one of these things that apparently you're missing out on is that you can list other people's TikTok stuff and you get a commission, so you can make
yeah, yeah,
money.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I was
You
like,
can, yeah,
that's
you can
cool.
reach out to like booktuckers and say, or just have it set that you offer £2 commission on, well, probably not £2 because you'd have no profit, but like on your paper, say you've got a £15 paperback and your profit is, oh no, you'd have more, wouldn't you? Because you're not. Start reset, Rob. So your book costs you £3 and you're selling it for 10. You could offer someone £2 to sell it on their TikToks and it do TikToks and it'd link through
Yeah.
and they're earning that £2 commission,
And you
hoping
get
to go
five.
viral,
Yeah, yeah.
and you're sitting back and yeah.
Yeah. So well, that was a cool thing to learn.
Yeah, I think it'd be nice something like that. It'd be nice, like if you've got readers who bought like paperback copies, and if you've got that in place, then when they start saying, "Oh, I love this book," blah 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 blah, it's here,
Yeah.
and then because I had one reader that was just read, they bought all the books, all 3 of the books, and then they did a TikTok saying, "Oh, these are brilliant," blah blah blah, and it got like 5 or 6 thousand views. And it was the most viewed one on her TikTok, and I was like, "Come on, how will you go viral? How will you go viral?" Because she tagged me in it. Uh,
Nice. I
but
always
yeah,
get
there's,
scared. I get scared if
there's
anyone TikTok tags me for my books because I'm like, please don't hate it. Please don't hate it.
I love it. Yeah, it's lovely. It's lovely when people do that.
It's nice,
Yeah.
but I don't want anyone to ever tag me if they're ripping my books to shit.
Oh, for the shit.
Yeah. If they decide they hate your book, I don't want them to tag me. Like, don't be a dick and tag me. Just go off and not like my book. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think would they go? Yeah, they would, wouldn't they? They
They
would
would,
go
yeah.
to the
Book
trouble.
suckers love to hate books as much as they love to love books.
Yeah, because I've seen some book talkers going through their five worst books that
Yeah.
they've read
Which
this month.
I personally think is horrible to do because even if your five worst books are people like Stephen King and J.K. Rowling, they're still people, and I'm just like, it's mean. Plus, I also think you could be putting someone off their potential favorite book.
Yeah, yeah, and also it's one person's opinion in it. Yeah,
Exactly. I don't even give negative reviews. If I read a book and you're gonna get 3 stars or less, I won't review it because I'm just like I don't like the 50 Shades of Grey books. Millions of people like them, but I'm not gonna shout that I don't like it because it could stop someone reading it who
yeah, exactly.
would
Yeah,
discover a whole world that they really love. So yeah.
yeah, and also, I mean, also being a writer as well. You know, you get it, don't you? Even if you don't like that person's book, you're not going to say, "Oh, it's shit," just
Yeah.
because you've taken all that time out to to write books, and you'd hate that back on yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know the
Yeah.
last kind of negative review I ever wrote was one for James Herbert, and then he died the next day. And I was like, oh
You
great.
killed him.
Did you? He was so hard. It wasn't even a negative review. It was just like a not impressed review. But it was the last one. It was obviously years ago. And the next day he died. I'm like, oh, he was so heartbroken that I didn't like his book.
Well, yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, he's an old man. He's an old man, and he's been doing it a
I mean, he's
long
a dead
time.
man now.
He was an old man. He'd been writing a long time, had a lot of respect for the guy. And then you come along. Well, I didn't like that,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
that was it. His poor little heart gave out.
exactly. Yeah.
Just scum, aren't you?
Yeah.
Absolute scum. Well, I hope I never get any negative reviews like you because I'm not even middle age yet. And yeah. And on that bombshell, what we're doing next week, Rachel?
I have
I
no
can't
idea.
believe we've made it to 52 minutes. I
I,
always say this though. I mean, like before when I was texting you saying like I've got I've got 10 top tips, and then oh shit, it's gonna have to be five because I forgot to take into account the waffle.
I don't know what we're gonna do. We will think of something. Be a surprise.
Crafty, didn't you want? What
It's
was
gonna
the
be
other one we want?
gonna be a crafty one.
Dialogue, dialogue.
Dialogue, yeah, dialogue.
Right. Is this going to be like last week's where we literally touch on it a little bit and then just
Yeah,
chat?
yeah, basically, yeah.
But although I have heard off readers that they do like our waffles. Although I was watching James and James and Cara's one of them yesterday in the Indie Writers Club. I was watching one of them, and apparently people are commenting saying, "Oh, just get to the point.
Yeah.
You know, get
To
to
be fair
what's
though,
all this waffle?"
we start on the point and we just go off it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and the point is never more important than the waffle,
Yeah. But then
and it
when I was
never
at the
will be.
when I was at the conference last week, the waffling chatter was the one where you learnt the most.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
no one knew you murdered beloved horror writers, and now they do
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
waffle.
Yeah. Actually, I think I spoke so much about dictation while I was on the conference. I've decided I'm going to do a video. I shouldn't really say it, kids don't do it, but I want to do a video of 30 days of dictation, see how many words I can get in 30 days.
That'd be brilliant.
Yeah.
So that's you now. That's your goal within a goal.
Yeah.
Are
Yeah.
you going to have a little group or something? Because I really want to get into dictation because I'm
I
doing
was,
this audio and stuff. It's
yeah,
my practice.
I was just going to do it on my YouTube channel, but like, just like a vlog of 30 days of dictation, see how just the words I can get because I did loads of chatting to people about dictation at the conference
Yeah.
and yeah.
Were there a lot of dictators there?
No, there was a lot of people interested in it. Like people are always
Interesting.
interested in how to write
Yeah, a lot of
faster.
dictators there, like
There
Mussolini
are a
and
lot of
Hitler.
dictators who must do as they say.
Fucking Stalin came for a bit, but he left. He left.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I'm dead into. It's just the sheer volume, isn't it? I mean, I know it's sort of on the back end. It's more editing. I get that, but
It's not now though. Not with your AI. You literally don't have to do much editing apart from your normal
yeah, I
editing.
wouldn't do it. No, I would. I would edit. My OCD would kick in, and I would have to. I wouldn't be able to. No,
No, because
Skynet.
you have to edit it how you normally edit it. Because like
Yeah.
I put it into ChatGPT and I will say, this is dictated text, please put it in the proper structure, but don't change any of my words.
So you're just doing it for the formatting,
Yeah,
right?
literally. And
Yeah.
because I use Otter for dictating, so I don't speak any of my punctuation. So when I put it into ChatGPT, it will then put all the dialogue tags in and everything. But I specifically say, don't change any of my words because then I can go and edit as if I typed it.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah. So then it doesn't take, I'm actually quicker because I recorded myself and I can dictate 150 words a minute.
150 words a minute. So
Yeah,
in
that's
10 minutes, well,
2,000 words in 15 minutes that got me the other day.
2,000 words in 15 minutes, 8,000 words an hour. You could do potentially, if you don't breathe much,
Finish my book next week.
you could potentially write a novel in a day.
Yeah, yeah.
I think you'd need to have a structure
Yeah. Oh,
if you were going to
you could do your zero draft in a day, which would be really good for.
do what?
Is it if you zero draft, I'm sure you. Do you ever do a zero draft?
What's a zero graph?
Have you ever done like a zero draft or a skeleton draft?
Right, okay, just 2 seconds, right? Have you done a zero graph? What's a zero graph? And then you said, a zero graph. You're just saying a word. What is a zero graph? And I'll tell
It's
you if I've done it.
it's literally like I
A
don't know.
zero graph.
So for example, if you've got um a fight scene or a run scene, and you write all the bit that's going into it, you go, and they fight here, and then you go on to the next bit. Like you're just writing really fast, but you might not write complete dialogue, you might not write complete scenes, you don't put any description in. You're looking at me as if you don't know what I'm talking about.
Zero graph.
It's also called a skeleton draft.
Why a
Don't
graph?
draft.
Draft.
Draft, as in first draft, second draft.
Yeah, still not heard of a zero draft.
You've never heard of a
Uh,
zero draft. Anyway, the with your dictation, you could do one of those and get the
so
story.
what's
It's the
Hey
equivalent
Rachel?
of a very in-depth outline.
Hey Rachel, what's a zero draft?
It's a zero draft. When people do outlines that are like 20,000 words long,
Yeah.
that's a zero draft.
Right, okay. Why didn't you just say that?
Oh no.
No, I've never done a zero draft. But yeah, I think you could potentially do a novel in a day. That'd be imagine doing that. That'd be one hell of an achievement, wouldn't it?
30 novels in a month. You'd be dead.
Four
Mind you,
novels in a month.
depend on the size of the book as well.
Well, I'm just thinking 80,000 words, 2,000 every 15 minutes. Did you say?
Yeah.
So that's 8,000 an hour. Maths would suggest. Yeah, 10 hours, and you'd have a novel.
Yeah.
All thanks to your fucking zero draft. But if you spent a little bit of time plotting the beats and maybe like going just the chapter, got each chapter, and having that, you could do a novel in I mean, it'd be a lot, but yeah, a novel. Imagine a novel in a day.
Yeah. See, I do that as part of my dictation because I'm mostly a pantser. I will dictate what I want to happen in the chapter, and then I'll dictate the chapter itself. Because it's hard to pants and dictate.
So you'll dictate the what you want to happen, have
Yeah.
that on the screen, and then
No,
dictate.
no, because I've actually spoken it, I can just delete. I can just move on and then go and dictate the chapter.
Right. Okay. So you're going to dictate your notes and then have your notes nowhere
Yeah,
and
exactly.
do the.
So, for example, right, my DCI book, which so the first scene is a little girl riding down the street on a bike going to school. A van pulls up beside her, lifts her off the bike, leaves the bike there, and drives off. Right, that's me. That is exactly me telling dictation how I'm going to write the chapter, and then I would dictate the chapter.
But why don't you just think it?
Because sometimes when you say it out loud, it's easier.
Right, okay, yeah, I guess so. I still
Plus,
don't get it.
plus, if you've dictated it into your app, when you go, what did I want to happen in this chapter? You can
Yeah,
go and
yeah, I
look.
guess so. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. I don't know. I still don't. I'm gonna Google what a fucking zero draft is in a minute. Uh,
Anyway, my point was, is I was going to do a video of 30 days of dictation.
yeah, I'm interested. Tag me in it because I want to. Because I
Well, I'm
really
not going
do
to
want
put
to
it
get
up.
into.
I won't put it up for another month.
Yeah. You know when we were talking about dictation a few weeks ago, and you said practice talking, in your microphone,
Yeah,
read something out that you've written. Well, that's what I'm doing now. You're doing this
yeah,
audiobook, and I understand now, like the nuances, like if you don't have to put the he said, she said at the end of something, you just need to change your tone slightly, and it means a lot, and listening back, I understand that. It might sound like shit. I don't know because I've never listened to an audiobook, but it feels like it's all right. So yeah, the next step for me is dictation.
yeah.
Definitely walking the dog for. Where have you been walking the dog for 2 hours doing nothing? I'm like 5,000 words in the bag. Fuck you, you know.
Excuse me, I want 16,000 words if you've been on a 2 hour walk.
16,000 words. Yeah, what have you been doing? Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's yeah, dictation. My phone died, and uh,
Uh,
and my phone is what runs the internet.
but
Yeah. So yeah, dictation definitely.
yeah, what challenge were you saying that we should do?
I don't know if you do like a dictation challenge or something, just to I'd be interested in doing that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or maybe it'd just be another challenge that I don't do. Who knows? I'll tell you what I do. Instead, I'll just watch you do it
yeah.
and be inspired.
Okay.
Okay. And that's it for this week, really, isn't it?
Yeah, now we've swapped sides and you've moved locations. We'll say goodbye.
Yeah, magic, like yeah, the magic of editing. So I'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Oh, hang on, done it again. Please like, subscribe, chat to us, talk to us, tell us what you want to
Yeah.
know or what you
Tell,
want to
tell
hear
Rob
us.
what a zero draft is.
Yeah, everyone, tell me what their version of a zero graph is. No, zero
Well,
draft, not zero graph, zero draft. I'm going to Google it now. Okay, cheerio.
bye.